Okay, 331, polynomial division. So we're going to start with a do now of doing some long division. So hopefully you can recall that, remember that there. So give it a try, pause the video. Okay, we're back. Long division here. So remember with long division, we take that first, see how many times we can factor, or we take our number on the outside, see how many times we can factor it into our number on the inside. So how many times does 7 go into 2? Well, none. So throw a 0 up there. Go to the next one. How many times does 7 go into 21? Well, 3 times. And 3 times 7 is 21. So what we do is we subtract, that gives us 0, we bring down the next, and then we do the same. How many times does 7 go into 7? Goes in once, so 1 times 7 is 7, and we get 0, nothing more to do. So 31 would be our solution. For the next, how many times does 5 go into 5? Well, once. So we throw a 5 on there, subtract, 5 minus 5 is 0, bring down the 1. How many times does 5 go into 1? Well, it doesn't, so we put a 0 there. And 5 times 0 is 0. Bring down the 8. How many times does 5 go into 18? 3 times. So we get a 3. 18 minus 5 is 3. To which, if we wanted to, we could add a decimal there, bring down our decimal. So in the past, you probably would have written this as like 103 R3 or remainder 3. If we wanted to continue with the decimal, remember, you just throw that decimal down in a 0, bring down the 0, and then we go for 30. How many times does 5 go into 30? Well, it goes in 6 times, and that will cancel out. So, or you could write it as 103.6 as a decimal. 4 into 500, 4 goes into 5 once. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring down the 1, or the 0, so 4 goes into 10 twice, because 4 times 2 is 8. Bring down the 0. 4 goes into 25 times. 4 times 5 is 20. That cancels out. We're done. 125. Okay, that's long division. So part of the reason we're reviewing that long division is because polynomial division applies a lot of the same principles. So let's go through this together, and hopefully you'll be able to catch my drift, see what I mean. So we want to divide x squared plus 2x minus 8 by x plus 4. So in the same way here where we're dividing 217 by 7, we're going to set that up in a similar way. So let's put x squared plus 2x minus 8. That's what we're dividing. And we're dividing by, so we did 217 divided by 7. That's what that meant. We're dividing by x plus 4. So in the same way with regular long division where we look at what's on the outside and we say, how many times does it go into what's on the inside? We do the same type of thing here, except we only look at that first term. That's what we look at to start. So I say, how many times does x go into x squared? Or in other words, what do I need to multiply x by to get x squared? So I know that x times x is x squared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an x up top. And like up here where when we put a 3 up top, then we have to multiply 3 by 7 to get 21 and then subtract. We do the same. So I'm going to do x times x is x squared. But I'm also going to multiply x by 4. X times 4 is 4x. And then we subtract and bring down the next term. So x squared minus x squared, those will cancel. That's our goal. Our goal is to cancel things. 2x minus 4x is negative 2x. And then we can bring down the next term. And then we repeat the process. I say, what do I need to multiply x by to get to negative 2x? X times negative 2 is negative 2x. So negative 2 is what I need to multiply by. So I'm going to put negative 2 up here. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. And I subtract. Negative 2 minus negative 2x, or negative 2x plus 2x. Those will cancel. Negative 8 minus negative 8, or negative 8 plus 8, those cancel as well. And we're done. We have nothing more to bring down. We have no remainder. So x squared plus 2x minus 8 divided by x plus 4 is then just x minus 2. In most cases where we're doing polynomial divisions, though, remainders will show up. So for the rest of these, that's probably going to be the case. And we'll talk about what that looks like. So here we go. So I have 4x squared plus 18x minus 22 divided by x plus 5. So let's start by setting it up. So with long division, we have 4x squared plus 18x minus 22 divided by x plus 5. So it's this repeated process. So we start with our first term of what we're dividing by. So x, we need to figure out how many times does x go into 4x squared? Or in other words, what do I need to multiply x by to get 4x squared? Well, x times 4x gives me 4x squared. So that's what I need to do then. I need to multiply 4x by each. So 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times 5, well, 4 times 5 is 20 times x. And then I subtract. 4x squared minus 4x squared cancels. 18x minus 20x is negative 2x. Notice how I'm putting this in parentheses. Helps me remember that the second term has to get minused as well. Then I bring down the next. And I repeat the process. So now I look at my negative 2x squared and I think, what do I need to multiply x by to get negative 2x squared? X times negative 2. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. So negative 2x minus negative 2x, those will cancel. 22 minus negative 10, or negative 22 plus 10, is negative 12. At this point, there's nothing more for us to bring down. And bringing down like a 0 or something like that, it's not really going to help because the process, remember, is we say, what do you need to multiply x by to get to negative 12? Well, there really isn't anything else we can do outside of multiplying by negative 12 over x, which doesn't really make sense. So this is the portion that is included in our remainder. And the way that we write this, so the way we write our solution, so it's our top, so 4x minus 12. And instead of just writing like r negative 12 like you did in like middle school, we want this to be something that is actually valuable to us and explains the problem. So the remainder is negative 12 over x plus 5, or whatever we are dividing by. That's what's left over, because this is the piece that still hasn't been divided by x plus 5. So this would be then our final answer, with that negative 12 over x plus 5 as our remainder. And I should note, since we're subtracting, since this negative is there, you could also write it as minus 12 over x plus 5, like so. Either way would be acceptable. All right, let's do one more together, then I'll let you try one on your own, and then we have kind of a different type of problem. Another long division, polynomial division, but just a different kind of twist to it that I want to talk through. Yeah, all right. So we set up our problem. So 2x plus 5 is what we're dividing by, so that goes on the outside. And the inside is 4x cubed plus 2x squared plus 8x plus 61. So a little bit bigger this time. So we start with our first term. So 2x and 4x cubed. So I think, what do I multiply 2x by to get to 4x cubed? Well, I know 2 times 2 is 4. X times x squared would get me to x cubed. Because I have 1, I need to get to 3. So then from here, 2x squared times 2x. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. X squared times x is x cubed. That's exactly what we wanted to happen. 2 times 5 is 10, times x squared is 10x squared. From there, we subtract, so those cancel. 2x minus 10x, or 2x squared minus 10x squared gives me negative 8x squared. and I bring down my 8x, and I repeat. So I say, now what do I need to multiply 2x by to get to negative 8x squared? Well, 2 times negative 4 is going to get me to negative 8. And to go from x to x squared, I need one more x, so I'll do minus 4x. So then negative 4x times 2x is negative 8x squared. That's good. We want those to be the same so that they cancel. Negative 4x times 5 is negative 20x. So negative 8x minus negative 8x, those cancel. 8 minus negative 20, or 8 plus 20, gives me 28x. Bring down that 61, repeat the process. So now I say, what do I need to multiply 2x by to get to 28x? Well, I've already got the same number of x's, so I don't have to multiply by x. But I know 2 times 14, so I'm going to add 14 to the top, is 28. 14 times 2x gives me 28x. That checks out. 14 times 5 is 70. 28x minus 28x. That'll cancel out for us. 61 minus 70 is negative 9. Once we get down to just a number, that's when we know we need to stop. We're at our remainder. So then our final answer would be 2x squared minus 4x plus 14. So coming from the top. And then we have minus 9 over what we're dividing by, 2x plus 5. So notice that 2x plus 5 is only the denominator for our remainder. We don't have any fractions left for our other because we've already divided that out, but that remainder still has that 2x plus 5. Zoom out, give me a better picture. All right, here's your next. Please try this on your own. Pause the video, give it a go. Okay, we're back. So we're dividing by 2x plus 3. Or 2x cubed plus 11x squared plus 14x minus 10 goes under our long division. So we need to figure out 2x times what is 2x cubed. Well, we don't need to multiply any numbers because 2 times 1 is 2. X times x squared will get me to 2x squared. So x squared times 2x is 2x cubed. That's good. X squared times 3 is 3x squared. So we subtract. Those cancel. 11 minus 3 is 8, so I get 8x squared. Bring down the next term. From there, 2x times 8x squared, or to get to 8x squared. So I need 2 times 4 to get me to 8. X times x will get me to 8x. So 4x times 2x gives me 8x squared. 4x times 3 gives me 12x. Subtract. Cancel. 14x minus 12x gives me 2x. Bring down the 10. 2x times what gives me 2x? Well, 2x times 1. So 1 times 2x is 2x. That'll help that cancel. 1 times 3 is 3. So those cancel. 10 minus 3, or negative 10 minus 3 is negative 13. So then my final answer is x squared plus 4x plus 1 minus 13 over that 2x plus 3 over what we're dividing by. And that would be our final solution. Okay. All right. A couple more to run through quick. So as we look at this problem here, what do we see that's different? So we're still dividing. The difference is that we don't have a term here. Notice it goes straight from x squared to a number. There's no x term. So what we need to do when we're dividing is we need to include an x term. So instead of just writing it as 3x squared plus 5, what we need to do is we need to add in a 0x term between. And I think you'll see it may seem silly to do that, but I think you'll see the reason for why we take that step when we go ahead and perform our division. So we'll treat this like we do our other problems. So figure out x times what is 3x squared, x times 3x. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 4 is 12x. So then when we subtract, 3x minus 3x cancels. 0x minus 12x is negative 12x. And then we bring down the 5. So see, the reason that we incorporate that 0x is because with a lot of students, here's what I see happen. I see students not include that 0x and just do the 5. So then they've got this 5 on top of the 12x, and they forget that they're not like terms. And they would do treat it as like 5x minus 12x and get negative 7x. That's not the case. If we incorporate this 0x for every term, it helps us remember what's like terms and what isn't, and it helps us line things up cleanly. That's why we do that. So next, figure out x times what is negative 12x, x times negative 12. So negative 12 times x gives me negative 12x. That's going to cancel. Negative 12 times 4 is negative 48. So we subtract. Cancel. 5 minus negative 48, or 5 plus 48, is 53. Down to a number. And then we can write our final solution, which will be that 3x minus 12 plus 53 over our divisor of x plus 4. And there we go. Okay. This will be the last problem we do. Make sure to take that extra step as you're going through it. Include that 0 term if needed. So pause the video and try it. Okay, we're back. Look at that. Made a mistake. Forgot that 0x squared term. So let's scrap that. So we have 2x cubed, no x squared term given, so that means we have no x squareds or 0x squareds. Then we have 4x and 16, and that'll help us when we're dividing here. So x times what is 2x cubed? X times 2x squared. So 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. Good, good, good. 2x squared times 3 is 6x squared. Cancels. 0 minus 6 is negative 6x squared. Bring down the next term and repeat. X times what is negative 6x squared? Negative 6x. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x squared. Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18x. We are subtracting. Negative 6x squared plus 6x squared cancels. 4x minus negative, so 4x plus 18x is 22x. Bring down the 16. X times 22 will give me 22x. 22 times 3 will give me 66. Subtract. Cancel. 16 minus 66 is negative 50. So our final solution would be 2x squared minus 6x plus 22 minus 50 over x plus 3. Ran out of space a little bit there. All right. And there we have it. That's it for these notes.